Are you there? Can you hear me? No, maybe Paul. Can you hear me? I don't know. I don't think anybody can hear me, and which may be the problem. Connection good. Yeah, okay,
I
everything
hear
seems
you
to be good
fine.
there. So, and Edward hears me. So I don't know why David and Charissa don't hear me and why they're calling me on the phone while I'm trying to talk about. Well, here it is. Looking at the diabetes report, I see two kits that are and when you get a kit uh, from the, and I don't sell products, but you can look at these kits. One is a diabetes plus kit, which has a lot of things in there. I can't get my microphone to work. Can someone help? I don't know if we can help. Uh, Paul, can you? I don't know why Charissa's microphone don't work. It's because Edward's mic is working, which means our sound is working on this end, and I don't know what could be wrong with her computer. Um, but diabetes, there's two kits. One is a diabetes kit, kind of where you could get started and get a few things, and then if it's working for you, then you can order products individually in larger sizes and save money, and and that's good. So there's a couple of things there that would be helpful if there's diabetes, because if you got four flat tires, you can't just decide to fix one of them. If one of them's name is high blood pressure and the other's name is diabetes, you got to fix them both. You're not going to roll down the road. So that's why you can't ignore the diabetes and it just work on the high blood pressure. No more
Truman?
than you can just work on the high blood pressure and just work on diabetes. Although it may be such a major cause that it's helping to cause uh, the high blood pressure. But there is a high blood pressure kit. There's a in the high blood pressure report. There
Truman.
is a diabetes kit,
Truman.
a diabetes plus kit. These are the things where we need to get, and it all starts with a member intake form.
Hold on. Somebody's microphone is open and they're talking little fragments
Okay,
sometimes.
that could,
I think it's David and Teresa,
I
maybe,
think
but I'm
it could be.
Truman, can you hear me?
I don't, Paul, can you? I can hear you,
Truman.
Paul. Maybe you can
Okay. All
maybe
right.
you can, or maybe I can.
Jitsy's been having problems with sound. So the first part of the show there was no sound. So if you could backtrack and go back and cover diabetes again from the beginning, if you were, and just to encapsulate what you had said earlier, Jitsi rolled out a new update to the software today, and it's a little buggy, and they're working on it. So we're going to try and plunge forth and plow through as best we can. All right, but everything appears to be
Okay.
working now.
I, okay. All right. So, uh, starting from the top here, I am Bishop Dr. Truman Berst from Good Shepherd Ministries. People call me Doc Truman, and I've been doing this for over 60 years. I'm 82 years old, or actually 82 years young, because I'm still working, and I work every day, and I research every day, and I help people, and they fill out these member intake forms that are on this website, herbalhealthreview.com. And when they fill out the member intake form, which is an online form, it goes directly to me. And then they can tell me what if a person has diabetes and they have high blood pressure, what would they do? What herbs and natural remedies may be helpful for them. And so we go to the website, herbalhealthreview.com, and we look and we look at the reports, and we become a. It's a not for profit, so please support them. This is this is a labor of love in the name of Jesus Christ, to make sure that people have options and have old ancient information, like what natural remedies have been used traditionally, historically, and recently. So you need to know this information if you have diabetes and if you have high blood pressure. And you need to know if there is diabetes and high blood pressure, you want to work on them both. If you got two flat tires, you want to fix them both. So we're over here on the website, herbalhealthreview.com, wishing that person had sent me a member intake form where I then can answer all their questions and put it in writing, and give them links to the proper reports. Then they can call me on the telephone, they can email me, they can Skype me, they can. I'm all over the place. WhatsApp. There's all kinds of ways that we can make sure that you're asking me questions and I'm giving you answers so that you know how to use and what natural remedies may be valuable for you. And that's what we're doing here. We're not promising cures. We're not saying this is the cure for anything. We're saying these are things that will comfort people. These are foods. These are not drugs. And these foods have been used since the beginning of time. And although you've had a lot of evil people tell you that these foods are useless, and you know it. And so those people, as soon as they tell you, as soon as that comes out of your mouth, out of their mouth, you know that they're not talking the truth, because these natural remedies have been what mankind has used since the beginning of time. The new guy on the block is the drug dealers, and it's not working out too well for them because they've got although they have a monopoly, financially it's fantastic, but people aren't actually getting well. Matter of fact, a lot of them are dying and so forth from whatever diseases they started out with. Uh, uh, they don't get over it. They get worse and worse, and finally they suffer and die. Well, that's not what the Most High God wants, and I know that you and I know that. So when we're diabetes, we get in, we go on that site, and it's telling us that there are herbs like ancient herbs from Ayurvedic medicine from India, and herbs like Gymnema sylvestre. Gymnema sylvestre, that's the Hindi name, and it translates to, what they're saying is, sugar destroyer. So there's an herb that's been used for thousands of years, and it's a plant, and it's said to reduce the ability to detect sweetness. It's regarded as one of the most powerful herbs for blood sugar control. It may work by boosting the activity of enzymes that help cells use glucose, or by stimulating the production of insulin. They're not sure which, because they're not drugs, they're foods. So they're not sure just exactly how that food, Gymnema sylvestre, works. And there's bitter melon, also known as the botanical name Mum oritica. And this herb, bitter melon, will help cells use glucose more effectively and block sugar absorption in the intestine. So that's how foods, when you're fighting diabetes. But there are a lot of herbs listed here in this diabetes report, and there's a glucose balance liquid. There's bilberry leaf and fruit that are antioxidants, and they're loaded with anthocyanidins, which help to prevent damage to tiny blood vessels that can result in nerve pain and retinopathy, damage to the eye's retina. Well, bilberry leaf and fruit. And animal studies have also suggested that bilberry may lower blood sugar. So there's all these herbs that will be very helpful. And what about the neuropathy that goes with diabetes? Well, that's where you're going to look at alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid, called ALA for short, it's a vitamin like a substance that neutralizes many types of free radicals. A buildup of free radicals caused in part by high blood sugar can lead to nerve damage and other problems. And this alpha lipoic acid may also help muscle cells take up blood sugar. So there's all these nutrients, and then you can get these types of nutrients in a kit, in a diabetes or herbal kit, where you got things grouped together. There's a small kit for people who just want to try a few things, and it's a diabetes kit. And I don't get anything from the sale of any product, but these things are available. I invented the products within the kits, and I get nothing from the sale of any product, and that's been going on since 2010. The only thing I get is when you make a donation that helps me pay for this broadcast and all the work it takes to help a lot of people that call me up and they need help. And that's what we do. We make sure they get help. Elder McCon did a broadcast with me on his GOCC broadcast some years back, and about 6 years, 6 7 years now that we did a broadcast, and he gave a testimony regarding using these kits and diabetes. And there's a video that I've made all about diabetes as well, and that's all in this report. And then below that, there is a testimony of a person who had diabetes, insulin, and within 3 weeks, any symptoms of diabetes. He went to his doctor, his medical doctor tested him and he says, "Yep, you're right. You don't have diabetes anymore." So so then, he uh, went to his diabetes doctor and told him, "I'm not." And his diabetes doctor said, "Impossible. When you got diabetes, you're never going to get over. I'm not taking it. I don't need it. My regular doctor said I don't need it. I'm not taking it." And he went on to thank me and thank his girlfriend for him about me, or telling him about me. And so uh, that that guy, he's still out there without diabetes. So, but I'm not saying there is a cure for diabetes, but there are people who are getting helped and they can't be ignored. Okay, so that there's a diabetes protocol right there and it tells you exactly, you know, what to use and how much to use of it, and it's in the diabetes. But anyway, that's a little bit about diabetes. So then when you get started and you're doing things for diabetes, and by the way, one of the main things with diabetes is that it's a dietary problem. That's right. You want to look at the system that will boost up your energy, and that diet system is for every make lifestyle changes diet system. Somebody comes to me with high blood pressure, I put them on the make lifestyle changes diet system. Same thing every time because it fits. It builds people up and makes them so strong they get over their health issues. Then they stay on the make lifestyle changes diet system when they no longer need herbs for high blood pressure, when they no longer need herbs for diabetes, or they no longer need herbs for cancer or whatever. They just stay on the make lifestyle changes diet system. It works. That's why I'm still here. Because if it didn't work, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't, and you wouldn't be in this room, and you wouldn't have heard about me. But you heard about me because I have helped so many people in. So that being said, and we never even touched on high blood pressure, but that's another report. High blood high blood pressure report. But that's where you need to know about the herbal health review.com website, and you want to know because that being said, Edward, you had your hand up. Go ahead and what's on your mind, sir?
A few things, but uh, question as well. I've seen people switch to raw foods, especially what I was recommended many years ago by Doc Mike on his radio shows. When you start putting organic Brussels sprouts, string beans, and cabbage in the blender, sweeten it with apples to taste, or you switch your whole diet to raw vegetables for 30 days, you'll see a tremendous difference in your blood sugar. Will you maintain that? You need to have an education on the order to mix your foods. So it's very important to understand about foods which you spoke of that on your website. So this is like really like the most important thing, and get rid of that agita regurgitation. People are just eating plumb wrong, and that's why they have all of these different illnesses. There is no other reason for it. They have no knowledge, no understanding, and they need to learn. And it's a constant thing. Consider it an adventure learning about health, where you don't go to some, we won't call them practicing physicians because they're practicing, uh, uh, I've heard people call it the belly of the beast. And it is what it is. And their methods, it's on wait long enough, it will. Every memos they give you when they check your health out, all of those little things they write up for you to take, they have side effect. I would beg everybody to read the side effects and reread them if you've been taking them a long time. There's other ways of doing it.
I have a chance for an opening prayer because on that being said, I'm going to ask uh, Bernadette over there. Uh, did that answer your question about high blood pressure and diabetes? Did that help get you on the right track, Bernadette?
Yes, I was actually getting information for someone, but also before you go, Dr. Truman, I had started the program. I started making the monthly payment for the lifetime membership. Never got, I still didn't get a response. I'm not sure how to continue submitting payments.
Okay, all right. Well, after the broadcast, I'll look into that. And you might call the 541-791-8400 number because that's might have an answer as to what's going on and how to fix the problem. So you might give him a call, but I'm going to make a note to make sure and give you a call after the broadcast so we can make sure that you're being helped, okay?
Okay, you said 100?
8400
Okay.
541-791-8400.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you. All right, so
You're welcome.
so now we're getting started here, and we're pointing the way where people can get information and more help for information about diabetes, high blood pressure, the whole deal. Your diet, what you eat, is the main thing, and that means if you're on a really good diet for a period of time, that doesn't some people like to have a milkshake, or they which isn't something you crave, and if you're on of those types of things, maybe you can even actually get crave. But if you eat, you are going to be sick.
It throws you off as soon as you do that at Thanksgiving and you eat a bunch of carbs with meat, flesh products. You just
You know,
threw off weeks and months of keto in an instant. You got to just learn and you got to understand so fast you can't believe it
that's
just
it.
by throwing it out of whack, but it's okay.
Yeah. That prayer, that opening, and let's one Peter, and it's charity among among yourselves. One Peter 4:1. And for as much then Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from that he no of men, but of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will when we want to the making evil of you that is ready to judge the quick and the dead. For for this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might live according to God all things and watch unto prayer above ourselves. For charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality. One every man hath received the gift. Even so minister the same one to another as good stewards. Speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God is Christ, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. So be it. Amen. Said we now have that in prayer. We need that, and let's uh, let's get over here to talk about a very important topic, and that is the respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, is a contagious virus that is usually mild, but can severely affect the lungs and the respiratory airways. Have heard of it yet is not a new virus and may be more of a health concern than you think, even if you're healthy. And if you're older, you can get RSV. Don't worry. By coming here, you've taken a savvy first step towards learning about this. RSV can range up to cause severe symptom in older adults. Runny nose, tiredness, head action include heart or lung disease. Man, I need some tea. There's my tea. Hold on while I get a sip of tea. And David and Charissa, is your microphone working now? I guess not. So, especially, this RSV infection disease and adults with weakened immune systems, those are the ones most at risk. How does RSV spread? Similar to some other respiratory infections, a cough or sneeze can easily spread RSV to 8 days. Some people, especially those with weak immune systems, can be even contagious. Remember, there is no medically for RSV. Can help protect you and your loved ones. So now we are going to learn about RSV and older adults. Being an older adult can put you at risk for severe complications due to respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. While you may be doing the immune system typically harder time fighting off viruses such as RSV. While RSV is typically mild, there is still a possibility it could pose a severe impact, especially in adults aged 65 years and older. Part of that severe impact is that RSV can cause serious complications such as pneumonia or exacerbation of congestive heart failure, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, in older adults. Now, let's stop right there because pneumonia can be dealt with colloidal silver water. And you can put colloidal silver water in a nebulizer or a humidifier and put it off into the air and breathe it. And if you do that within 72 hours, pneumonia is gone. So a lot of people don't know about colloidal silver water and how valuable it is for any kind of chest congestion and and pneumonia and asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Colloidal silver water. You and colloidal silver water is expensive. So about 40 years ago, I invented a little now, and you can get that for about $100, and I get nothing from it. But you can get it from Health and Herbs, that colloidal silver water generator, and you get it for about $100 because colloidal silver water, it's going to cost you about $60 to $70 for 32 ounces of it. So why would you pay 32 pay for something for 32 ounces of it when you can make a gallon every 4 days? every 40 minutes with a dollar's worth of distilled water. That's all you need, and the little box. And then every 40 minutes you can make uh, $240 worth of colloidal silver water, and the little box to get a 20% discount, which is GOTC. That'll take 20% off of your everyone should have that colloidal silver water generator because it is the safest natural antibiotic on the planet. And you can splash it in your eyes and get rid of any eye infection. You could put it in your nose and get rid of any sinus infection. You can put it in your mouth and get rid of any mouth infection, tooth infection. An abscessed tooth will clear up when you hold colloidal silver water in your mouth. It will get rid of the infection in teeth. So colloidal silver water is absolutely incredible. You splash it on or spray it on a burn, or you soak a cloth and you put that in colloidal silver water and you put it over the top of a burn, and all the pain goes away. That's amazing. But it's amazing. But that's what colloidal silver water. So when it says pneumonia, that doesn't that doesn't scare me because I know the answer. But if you don't know the answer, pneumonia is very scary. My sister uh, had pneumonia about 100 times. She had it every time she turned
You
around,
know
she'd have
why?
pneumonia. Tell me
Because
why.
she's not taking the magnesium ozone and the vitamin C in the D3 bacteria. Did you ever stop it? And these people, they take antibiotics, destroy, take large, they just gargle with the clay in a 9-to-1 mixture for 15 minutes with 4 ounces as it slides down their throat. They gotta take another sip.
Sorry, folks, we've got internet problems, and we're restarting the stream.
David asked where you could get it, and where you can get it is not listed on their website, but you can get it from Health and Herbs 541-791-80. They've got the little box that makes colloidal silver water. They got the generator. They've got the Magozone, and they have all the herb things that we're talking about here. Because if you're talking about congestive heart failure, now you want to know about an herb called together, but it's the berry that's most it may be valuable for for you or it's worth a try. Uh, and then there's asthma. So what do you do about asthma?
Magozone, it addresses it in an hour.
There you go, Magazone again. And again, the telephone number is 541-791-8400. If you're interested in any of the products that we're talking about, the that's health and herbs, and I get nothing from the sale of any product. And I invented them, and then I gave it all away, and I get nothing from it. And I did that in 2010 when the FDA threatened me and be putting me in jail, and they would be finding me out of existence, I think is what they said. But that did not work out well for them. But asthma. So now you go back to these common conditions, and remember, it always starts with diet. Get your diet right. Go on that make lifestyle changes diet system, and then go down on that herbalhealthreview.com website and click on common conditions and go down to where it says asthma, bronchitis, hay fever, respiratory system. Now we're going to be looking at things that are helpful and may help people that are struggling with these problems in the smooth muscles surrounding the bronchi and the which is the small airways in the lungs, and it's causing these airways to partially close. So the spasms are accompanied with increased mucus, which bronchi, and it worsens the attack. Histamine that precipitate an asthma attack. It results in difficulty breathing, especially exhalation, coughing, wheezing, and a tight chest. This above condition, asthma, is specifically known as bronchial asthma. There is cardiac asthma, is the result of a heart condition. Anyway, uh, this is we then get into what to do, and it's going to give us. Then the first thing it lists in asthma is colloidal silver water generator, right there. Okay, and and it's telling you that anytime you're not using that water, and you don't just drink it every day, you use it, set it aside. You use it when there is any kind of a infection, whether it's asthma or whether like I say, whether it's an eye infection, you splash it in your eyes. If it's a nasal infection, you just put it into your nose. You might use a neti pot and get it up into the sinuses. Uh, but colloidal silver water will actually get rid of over 650 different disease causing fungus, bacteria, and viruses. Colloidal silver water is so safe, you can give it to a baby, you can use it on a baby. It's totally safe. And then there's cat's claw tea that's good, that's used for for asthma, and a good colon cleansing and detoxing with a good colon and liver cleansing liquid. That's a good idea. And mop it up, absorb all of that, things you want to get rid of by using the fiber with the bentonite clay. Wonderful. I love bentonite clay, and so does Edward. And and here's a respiratory formula. Here is a respiratory formula number 1378. And all of these things, you can click on them. I'm going to click on the respiratory formula, and let's see what's in it. There's an asthma formula too, and a congestion formula. So there's all these different formulas. If you need help with the respiratory, if you need help with, if there's a lot of congestion, you know you're going to need a lot of vitamin C. And Edward will tell you that he takes a lot
I
of
just
vitamin
make a
C. He probably,
drink with large amounts in a
there you
concentrate
go.
that you wouldn't want to sip it. It's so sweet because I use uh, 90% pure extract stevia, and I put in lots, all the good stuff, and I blend it and pour it in a container and add water to it. And you got to dilute it about 5 times, but it lasts me 3 days, and I'm getting 20 or 30,000 milligrams of all this variety of vitamin C, and I can do it slowly during the day, and it just tastes like orange juice, orange drink. I don't even have to put any pulp or anything in it. But if I have sacks of oranges, I peel them and put them in there once in a while. I don't have to because it knocks out. You know what vitamin C does for you in life? Uh, First of all, it's an amazing thing that we don't produce. Animals do, but humans don't. And we need about 10 or 12,000 milligrams a day, and they only want us to take 50 milligrams a day if they have their way about it
Yeah, they want to
with
keep you
this
sick.
new bill they're passing. But here goes. Uh, you could take up to 50,000, 100,000, even 200,000, and it softens the cell walls so they can irrigate and respirate properly. And it also changes to hydrogen peroxide in your body, which is what the immune system creates to oxygenate our lungs. So when the immune system is defunct because of antibiotics, meaning against life, knocks out your immune system, that's when you get bronchial dysfunctions. And the way to address it in my world is to oxygenate with ozone bonded to magnesium, and it oxygenates the blood directly so that it goes to your lungs and purges all the mucus out and makes it come out the next day, provided you're not like dying and 98 years old. And I'd have to go a little slower because if you're toxic or you're dying, you're very toxic, obviously. So I go a little slower. But you can do it right, and it works miracles. I would add vitamin C, large amounts of vitamin D3, and Dr. Truman has amazing formulas that are just deficient in our bodies. So they are definitely things I study constantly and love.
So vitamin C. When you're talking about vitamin C, it's used for growth and repair of all tissues and every part of your body. It helps the body make collagen. Vitamin C is important. Is an important protein used to make skin, cartilage, tendons, ligaments, and blood vessels. So, man, vitamin C is needed for healing wounds and for repairing and maintaining bones and teeth. So other than that, it's useless.
And vitamin D3,
You
you're
were
going to
supposed to
say,
laugh, Edward.
and you're going to say vitamin D3 at twice a year,
Okay.
50,000 units of
Oh
vitamin
yeah, that
D3.
vitamin D is
You,
so
you're the one that
important.
taught me that. I never heard that before.
Yeah, yeah. That is when you're talking about any kind of a respiratory problem, you are talking about someone who absolutely needs to find out about the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system that tells you how much vitamin D3 to take. And when you do that, it's going to increase your immune system and your resistance to all health disorders because vitamin D is absolutely an incredible thing to find out about. But let's close So let's click on one of the formulas in the asthma formula, and you can click on these things. And I'm clicking on the asthma formulation, and when I did, it jumped all over the place. It said, "What did you just do?" And it jumped right out of there. So let's go back in and back into pushed me out of it. I'm going to go get back into that asthma report. And I maybe shouldn't have right clicked it. I'll I'll go for a left click this time, and I'm clicking on what to do. I'm in the website. I'm on the website herbalhealthreview.com. I clicked on common conditions, and I products that are used and may be helpful to you for asthma. And it talks about it's about asthma formula number 1050. You take 6 drops if you're sensitive, for if there's acute asthmatic attacks, and it's used for bronchitis and croup and emphysema, and it helps relieve sinus and and I've done it, and when I did, and it's D1. It's over there on the website, Health and Herbs, and and name of it is lung care. Lung care. All right. And you can either get it alcohol. You've seen an asthma and herbs in there, an asthma formula, a hay fever formula, a sinus and lung congestion formula. These are all individual formulas. And one of the things for respiratory control is acidophilus. You want to make sure and get a good probiotic. And if your immune system is low, and anybody who has asthma, you got a low immune system. And you want to find out about colostrum, because colostrum is a very concentrated immune system builder. And so you want to, and that's in there. And something that really helps inflammation is called methyl sulfonyl methane, or for short, they just call it MSM.
Huh.
And MS inflammatory food.
What I didn't say I put in my the rose hips and the citrus bioflavonoids and the vitamin C itself.
You put the MSM, you're on it, Edward. That's good. And liquid sunshine D3 drops. Each drop is 1,000 milligrams. So there's the drops. They're listed in this report. So there's so many things in this, and it's telling you that when there is a problem with asthma, you could use a good B complex and some vitamin A and probably some grape seed extract and lots of garlic and flaxseed oil capsules. And some people are using shark cartilage, uh, uh, one capsule 4 to 6 times daily, preferably with a meal. These are the things that they're getting that are listed here, and that are actually people are claiming that they are being helped. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention that people are finding these things work. Wild oregano oil, essential oil, all these things that then it gets into describing each individual herb, like mullein, which is a valuable herb for the respiratory disorders, including coughs and hoarseness and bronchitis and catarrh and hay fever and whooping cough. Mullein, it may be used for catarrh in the gastrointestinal tract and for digestive cramps. Mullein, Mullein. That's Mullein.
Mulin.
Yeah, mullein or mulin.
It grows on the property. My associate was teaching me how to look for it and what and go ahead, tell them what it does.
It's a you can use it as besides digestive cramps and catarrh and whooping cough and hay fever and catarrh and bronchitis and hoarseness and coughs. It's also used uh, for as a healing poultice, as a poultice for wounds, inflamed conditions, and for painful skin areas. Other uses, it's used for hemorrhage of the bowels, toothaches, and for the glands, and it's used as a fomentation for the glands. And it's also used for washing open sores. That's just one herb, mullein, Mullein, mullein. Okay, but let's get back to what we were talking about here with this RSV, because those are the kinds of herbs that you needed to know about. The Make Lifestyle Changes report is something you needed to know about when there's RSV, because while you may be doing everything you can to stay healthy, the immune system typically weakens with older age and has a harder time fighting off viruses such as RSV. While RSV is typically mild, there's still a possibility it could pose a severe impact, especially in adults aged 65 years and older. And part of that severe impact is that RSV can cause serious complications such as pneumonia or exasperation of congestive heart failure or asthma. It can make it worse, can bring it on, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. So in the United States, approximately 177,000 hospitalizations in older adults due to RSV are reported every year. Every year, 177,000 or more. Of these hospitalizations, approximately 8% of the cases result in death. We're losing 8% of those people.
And every one of them is scurvy, practically scurvy, and they never test for it. All stage 4 cancer patients are deficient in vitamin C and magnesium, but you never see them test for it.
Yep, and that's something that that has always bothered me, is that we should be working together, but instead, uh, vitamin C, and natural remedies has been vilified. Have it, or years, 10, 20 years ago, you were told that, oh, don't even go to these uh, uh, witch doctors. They called herbalists witch doctors,
No,
and
they called them all. They used the word quacks
there
always.
it is, quacks, which was a short word for quicksilver
That
doctors,
was
and
since
that was the
Rockefeller.
medical doctors were the quacks.
Rockefeller developed that term in the AMA. They went after everybody, labeled every single university. By 1952, they put out 58 universities, homeopathic universities, labeling it all quackery, and went after them and used governmental organizations to do it. Put them out of
There you
business.
go. Which has been historically and traditionally the what's been going on is natural remedies have been under attack because pharmaceutical is a big business, and big business don't like any competition, and so that's why they vilify and tell you that, oh, these things don't work, stay away from them.
Yeah, but it's got serpents. You see the serpents?
Yeah.
And they tell me it's called the belly of the beast, the whole system. The root word of hospice is a place of death, and hospital, hospital, et al., just like in your law documents, place of death and everything else.
Yes. So next we're going to learn about RSV and underlying conditions. But in the meantime, I'm looking over here and I see a microphone open over there. Bernadette, did you have another question or comment or suggestion? No.
Oh no, no, I didn't.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. I'm gonna mute your mic just so it won't uh, cause it any kind of a echo. And there you go. Now you also have your privacy. Okay, so RSV and underlying conditions. Older adults and adults with certain underlying conditions are at a greater risk of severe complications due to respiratory syncytial virus, RSV. uh, RSV usually causes mild cold like symptoms. Some adults may have more severe symptoms. RSV infections can increase the risk of hospitalization for people with diabetes, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or asthma, or CHF, congestive heart failure. These people are at the greater risk because you may be doing your best to manage your cardiovascular or respiratory disease, but RSV can still have a negative impact on your disease management, including if you have COPD, asthma, or CHF.
Isn't it true, Dr. Truman, that those prescriptions have things that cause? They have a lot of toxins in them that over uh, strain the body to have to um, get rid of the toxins out of the body and put strains on different functions in the body and different organs in the body that eventually cause them dysfunction if it's too much toxins and there's wouldn't you say that's very like counterproductive kind of?
Well, it is, and unfortunately, there are reports of 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 various chemicals, substances that people wouldn't ordinarily, if they knew what was in it and what they were taking, they wouldn't do it.
you,
But it's in there,
you know
and
what I have people do? I make them when I do consultations, I make them look up every single one of the prescriptions they're taking and read every side effect. And I tell them that's exactly what it's doing to you. And if it's not happening now, don't worry, wait long enough, it will, because that's what it's doing. They're telling you, and you never really paid attention.
Yes. So, so the the key here is that this RSV can pose an increased risk of hospitalization for older adults and adults with certain underlying conditions. And it gives a chart here, and it's just it's just terrible. Diabetes, it, approximately 2.4 times or 6.4 times more likely to be hospitalized if you're 65 years or older. Uh, it- and and if you have asthma, you've got 2.3 times to 2.5 times more likely to be hospitalized if you are 65 years or older. And it goes on and on and on like this with coronary artery disease and congestive heart failure and COPD. You have a much stronger likelihood, more likely to be hospitalized if you are uh, 60, 65 or more. You're at risk.
Mostly because of the antibiotics that are, if they're not taking them directly, if they take them once, they knocked out their whole immune system. And you're right, that is right on. And if they eat all the wrong foods that have antibiotics in them, the wrong chickens or meats, they're going to have a similar effect, and they're destroying their immune system.
Yes.
I used the Mago Zone to give him an instantaneous supercharged immune system boost until we can get them back on track eating properly, especially when I get phone calls severe from all over the place of serious situations, okay?
Yes. So, uh, uh, so where we're leaving off here is that there are things that can help, but you need to be aware of the fact of these risks and of things going on like this RSV. It's killing people. 8% of these 177,000 people that get it every year, they're dying. They're suffering and dying, and they don't know about this report. They don't know about the things that you can use in the asthma bronchitis report, the respiratory system report that's on that website. These are helpful, and uh, they may be more helpful than people even realize, but they're never going to know about it if they don't find out about it. And here, if we don't tell them, we don't share information with them. If I don't get on my soapbox every Thursday and point out, that drugs aren't the only way. You got to you got to keep yourself healthy. You got to use some good choices. Stay away from that fast food. People that are eating restaurant food and ordering their food in all the time, that food is garbage. It is, and and
It's
and they charge you a
simulated,
lot of money for it.
it's simulated food, and it's so beyond pathetic to call it food when it has so much dysfunctional ingredients, and the way the processing works, it's beyond belief. You know that French restaurant Jacques in the Box, they got caught selling kangaroo meat twice in 4 decades in the news, and it went worldwide. Believe me, if you think that they're interested really in your health, any of those companies, then they wouldn't put MSG and now hide it under natural flavorings in all your food, 1,000 chemicals. Back over to you, Dr. Truman.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, a lot of those kinds of things going on. And I'm looking out here now and I'm looking for anyone who's got a question, a topic, or a suggestion. But while we're doing that, let's take a look since high blood pressure came up. Let's see, what do you do when there's high blood pressure? What kind of natural remedies may be helpful to someone? Let's go back to herbalhealthreview.com website. Let's go back to the common conditions reports. Let's go down to high blood pressure. So, because I got people telling me that they're using these herbs for high blood pressure and they don't have high blood pressure anymore. So, so it's helping these people, and they need to know it may help them. High blood pressure. What are they using? What are they doing? Here's the answer.
You know, I had a stroke in 1999. I was 47 years old, loading one of my big bobtail trucks, and I dropped one of those giant speakers, and I walked inside and let my manager take over. I used to get fed by four men the merchandise. I couldn't lift my hand above my ear from that time on and couldn't curl more than 2 pounds. And I am 23 years later. I'm here to say the magnesium ozone cleaned out all my arteries. And thank goodness for Dr. Freebot who taught it to me. It's one of the biooxidative therapies that addresses most dysfunctional health, in addition to all the right herbs and all the right nutrition and minerals, and proper hydration. Now, proper hydration is more than just, oh yeah, drinking water, but okay, uh, it is what it is.
So I'm in the high blood pressure report now on herbalhealthreview.com under common conditions, and uh, and it just comes right out with it. Common vitamin cures high blood pressure, and it was written by Lauren Hunt, November 11th, 2019. We're talking about 3 years ago. 2019. And what she's saying is natural health experts have known for decades how powerful vitamin D3 is for battling high blood pressure. The big pharmaceutical companies have, however, used endless resources and influence to bury any study that showed positive effects from this essential vitamin. Research recently published by the online science journal PLOS1 revealed, however, conclusive proof that high blood pressure is caused and cured by this one vitamin. And she goes on to say research on mice recently looked at the connection between high blood pressure and vitamin D, D like David. In the two-part study, four groups of mice were given specific diets. One part of the study, the mice were given vitamin D deficient and vitamin D sufficient diets. In the second part of the study, they were further divided between a high fat and a low fat diet. This resulted in four groups: vitamin D deficient, high fat, vitamin D deficient, low fat, vitamin D deficient, vitamin D sufficient. They had enough vitamin D, and but they had high fat and a vitamin D sufficient with low fat. So they had these four groups, and the conclusion was the mice that were in the vitamin D deficient groups, both high fat and low fats, developed high blood pressure. They were deficient in vitamin D, no matter whether they had fat or low fat, high fat, didn't matter. They developed high blood pressure. The mice who were not vitamin D sufficient did not become hypertensive. They were not D sufficient. They did not become hypertensive. It didn't matter if they received high or low fat diets. What's more, when hypertensive mice with high blood pressure, they were hypertensive from and they were from the deficient group, then received sufficient levels of vitamin D, their blood pressure stabilized and they no longer showed signs of high blood pressure. Before the study, all researchers had to go on were correlative studies that have been criticized by pharmaceutical groups as not having irrefutable proof. This study ends the debate. It proves that vitamin D is crucial when there is uh, high blood pressure. And okay, and we'll have to call that person back later. Now,
Dr. Truman,
yes,
you know why I love you?
I,
Because you remind me of everything I need to stay on track and 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 the reasons you bring out of why I do what I do and should be doing and don't fall off track on some things. You know what I mean? You inspire me to remember and inspiration when you teach these things over again.
it inspires me too, Edward.
I
That's why.
know this is how
That's
this is
why I
why
say
I teach. This is why I teach what I
yes,
teach.
yes, yes. So we want to eat plenty of organic fruits, veggies, nuts, and seeds, and do not eat GMO.
You think
I know it's cheaper. I know it looks like it's real, but it's not. It is not.
the corn kills bugs, for instance, and then you eat it, and it this goes into your digestive system, and it kills all the bacteria because it's got poison in the GMO corn. It was never President Bush Sr. promised it would never be eaten. It was only for making fuel. He lied.
Yeah. So not only do we need to eat plenty of organic fruits, veggies, nuts, and seeds, how many people do you know that are actually have nuts and seeds in their freezer and they're putting them in a power drink? Not very many. But those that are healthier than those that are not doing that. You
Especially the dark berries and the flaxseed in with all your almonds, which lower your blood pressures, and all of my other seeds, especially if you ever run out of everything in this world and you need two things to survive. Sunflower seeds, 10 pounds. It'll make you a pitcher of milk, 10 pitchers of milk, 1 pound, and it's inexpensive.
there
And
you go.
spirulina is one of the most nutritious substances on the planet.
That's why I've got to have my super green food. I love my super green food that has all of the super greens in it all together, and it's in a liquid or it's available in capsules. It's available in uh, powder form, so you can get it all these different forms. But the super green foods with the spirulina and all the super green foods is a must. When I don't have that in my diet, I notice it, and I need to get it right back in
You think
right
so?
away. Right away.
You think so?
Oh man, I got to have my super green foods. So that and
I'm
then
the
and I
same as
use
you. You
plenty.
can notice the difference.
Oh yeah,
Let everybody know when you say hydration that water and tea are the only things they should be be drinking if they're overweight before, during, and after each meal. And no sugar in their tea. Stevia is fine. It stimulates the pancreas. Just
Yes,
throw
it
that in
does.
there.
Yeah, yeah, it's got chromium in it. But grains, you want to remove the grains from your diet when there's high blood pressure. And vegetables, well, you want to have plenty of vegetables and leafy greens and cooked vegetables and fruits and so forth. So, and no red meat, no red meat. And if you're going to have some, if you're gonna have some chicken, it's got to be, it's got to be free
You can't
range
have
chicken,
fibroids in
no
it.
no antibiotics in the poultry.
And no fibroids.
Yeah,
They're giving 16 million women fibroids. And if you're going to eat beef, only eat it with green vegetables or by itself when you do. And
yeah,
stop mixing beans and meat together in the same meal. One is a carbohydrate protein, and the other one, which is acidic, and the meats are acidic. Now you're mixing acidic and acidic. That's the agita, regurgitation. Learn to mix your foods properly.
there you go.
And no
So
desserts
yes,
afterwards. Save your dessert from Thanksgiving and Christmas. Wait 2 to 3 hours after your meals, and don't drink sweet things when you eat meat flesh at all.
and a couple of things like potassium iodide, potassium with iodine. Also, they find that that helps to lower high blood pressure. Calcium and magnesium, making sure you're getting your calcium and magnesium, making sure that you're getting some fiber, like that special fiber with bentonite clay, that lowers blood pressure and cholesterol. So that fiber is incredible. So blood pressure, it is the force of the blood as it passes through blood vessels, especially arteries. In order to sustain life, blood must not only be kept circulating, but must also circulate at an appropriate pressure. For example, if blood pressure is too low, organs of the body, such as the brain, will not receive adequate oxygen and nutrients to function properly. High blood pressure, on the other hand, has adverse effects on organs such as the heart, the kidneys, and the brain. And high blood pressure can contribute to the development of heart attacks and stroke. Among other factors, blood pressure depends on the rate and the strength of the heartbeat.
You, you know
Stress,
what? You know what my associate told me last week? That the statins, it's a proven thing,
Okay,
destroy
okay,
your
okay.
liver.
Edward, we're talking about food here. We're talking about herbs. We're not vilifying and
Tell
demonizing
me it's a fact.
prescriptions. It doesn't
Statins,
matter. It doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about food. We're talking about herbs. We're not demonizing pharmaceuticals.
they take the when they take the maglozone, they can cut their statins in half and stop poisoning their liver and their kidneys rather. They can't get rid of that poison fast enough. That's the problem.
Edward.
so so, and we don't want to continue to uh, um, you know uh, uh, find fault with the pharmaceutical industry. Uh, they've got plenty of fault. They know it, and 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 I would hope that they do a better job. But that's a whole nother topic, and but we're not here to do that. We're here to help to share information regarding foods that could be helpful, and especially we're talking about high blood pressure, which has adverse effects on organs such as heart and kidneys and brain, and high blood pressure can contribute to the development of heart attacks and stroke. And among other factors, blood pressure depends on the rate and the strength of the heartbeat. Stress causes the heartbeat to speed up, the heart to pump faster, pushing more blood into the arteries, increasing blood pressure. High blood pressure can be caused by bad nutrition, such as too much meat, animal fat is high in cholesterol. That fiber, Truman's fiber that I created that you can get from Health and Herbs with the bentonite clay, it lowers cholesterol, and it can also the, the high blood pressure can be caused by a lack of exercise and nervous disorders and overeating, tobacco, alcohol, lack of calcium can also contribute to high blood pressure. So these are the things that we really want to take a look at. Look at that high blood pressure report. It may have some things that could help you. Simple things like garlic. Boosts the immune system. It helps almost any kind of infection. Garlic protects, and if you don't want garlic because because you don't want to smell like a pizza, well, okay, then get odorless garlic capsules, things like that, that you can use. But garlic is so important fighting against heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and high blood pressure. Garlic helps to lower cholesterol. Garlic is well known among herbal medicine practitioners to be effective in treating a large variety of health problems. Many people take a garlic supplement every day to increase their overall good health. So garlic, be sure and get garlic in your diet one way or the other. And we mentioned hawthorn berry because hawthorn berry helps promote a healthy blood flow throughout your body while helping to promote stronger contractions of the heart. It's helping the heart to work, and it's helping high blood to not have high blood pressure. Hawthorn berry, this natural antioxidant, is used often for those with blood pressure concerns. Hawthorn also has proven to help folks exercise better without shortness of breath or exhaustion. Hawthorn berries is very popular among herbalists as a natural remedy for high blood pressure. It is also used to treat heart disease and angina and congestive heart failure. And hawthorn contains a complex mix of chemicals that together improve the heart's pumping ability. Heart action is directly related to hypertension, high blood pressure. So make sure you're getting, uh, half a dropper full, 2 to 3 times a day of hawthorn berry. That high blood pressure combo, there's a combination of herbs that works very well to help people with high blood pressure. And that combination is a combination of black cohosh, blue cohosh, yarrow, hyssop, wild cherry bark, garlic root, and this combination can help lower blood pressure. Taking, again, half a dropper full 2 to 3 times daily. There is a kit that you can get. It's called a high blood pressure control kit, number 4446. That's 4446. 4446 is a high blood pressure kit, and it has that blood pressure formula in it, number 1213, that has the black cohosh root, blue cohosh root, yarrow, hyssop, wild wild cherry bark, and garlic root. That's number formula blood pressure. It's called BP Care Plus, number 1213. So that's in the high blood pressure control kit. Also in the kit is hawthorn berry. Also in the kit is a group of herbs called circulation support to increase circulation. And there's also a bottle of odorless garlic capsules that is in the high blood pressure control kit. So uh, those those are some of the things that are in the kit. Coenzyme Q10 is an antioxidant similar to vitamin E. It plays a crucial role in the generation of cellular energy, and it is a significant immunologic stimulant. Coenzyme Q10 increases circulation, has anti aging effects, and is beneficial for the cardiovascular system. Hawthorn berry with coenzyme Q10 is one of the most valuable herbs for the heart and circulation and insomnia and with and especially from a nervous problem, a nervous origin. The Chinese use berries, the hawthorn berries, as a digestive aid, and so at least 200 milligrams if you're taking capsules, or half a dropper full of hawthorn berries, and along with that CoQ10. Whenever anybody has a stroke and they look up what should you use when there's, if there's a stroke or if you don't want to have a stroke, and it's coenzyme Q10. If you don't want to have a stroke, well, maybe CoQ10 may help, may be helpful. Then flaxseed oil, and the essential omegas. All of these are excellent for vital, vibrant health and energy. Flaxseed oil and the essential omega, uh, and the amino acids as well. Those are all things. Amino acids, they provide your body with energy, stamina. You need more stamina. You need to be able to feel better and enjoy your hard working instead of being just out of energy and pushing and you know that you don't really have the energy, but you've got to have the energy because you need a paycheck. Well, then you want amino acids. The amino acids will flood your body with energy and stamina and fat burning metabolism, and they're brain foods. They're going to increase your brain energy and the strength for tissue growth and repair is in the amino acids. Get a good multiple amino acid, and there it is. Unclog the liver and rejuvenate the bowel and clean up the bloodstream. That's when you're using milk thistle seed extract consistently. Milk thistle seed extract for 120 days consistently will regenerate 60% new liver cells. That's amazing. And it will protect the liver from toxins and poisons. That's right. Milk thistle seed is the liver herb, rebuilding the liver and protecting the liver. That's why we have milk thistle seed powder in our power drink, and we take a little milk thistle seed extract from time to time. Or if you wanted to make sure that you're going to increase your immune system and protect your liver, well, let's say about a half a dropper full, 2 to 3 times a day of the milk thistle seed extract. Then you will have a very healthy liver. There's a liquid called 1078 that cleans up the bloodstream, and the it cleans up uh, the, the the blood and the digestive tract and the colon, cleans everything up and cleans it all out. And you take enough of this CAC liquid, you take maybe 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. You take enough to when you flush the toilet, the bowel movement breaks up in a cloud. And that's what that will do. It's going to clean everything up and it's going to make the bowel movement softer. So you always want that bowel movement to be so soft that it breaks up when you flush the toilet. That means you are getting things through there. People who are bragging about the fact that they have a hard stool, that's not going to get it because you're reabsorbing what you're trying to get rid of. So the CAC liquid is like a 2 week cleanse where you're cleaning everything out, the blood, the colon, the bloodstream, the bowel, everything, the digestive tract, and keeping that bowel movement soft for a couple of weeks. And then you're using this special fiber with bentonite clay. And that's number 4837. And when you're doing that, then you're absorbing all of the bad things you're trying to get rid of. And you're thickening up the bowel movement to where it's not too loose. So it's a balancing thing. The fiber is to thicken up the bowel movements and absorb all the bad things you want to get rid of. And it does. So that's a system. And you do it for like about 2 weeks, the CAC liquid and the Truman's fiber with the bentonite clay. And that is a kit. You get both of those as a kit, and the kit number is 4486. And you get them both, and you get an extra discount. Whenever you get a kit with several things in it, you get an extra discount off the kit. So that's a good thing to know. But these are all the things that you really want to know about. There's and in this high blood pressure report, it's talking about a heart formula. It's talking about a nerve formula, a circulation formula, an herb called hyssop, which is a specific herb. Hyssop is a specific herb that's been used traditionally, historically, for high blood pressure.
And makes your red blood cells slippery so they never stick together, so that you don't even have clots in your small, tiny little capillaries, which are many. And to break up blood clots, you want to use ozone. That's why my magnesium ozone, I get it into people immediately if they do have a stroke or symptoms from the heart attack and all that, and it's working wonders.
Wonderful. We've come to the top of the hour here. Paul, how are we doing on time? Are we close to where we need to get that closing prayer?
Yeah, I think we're real close.
Okay, let's get a closing prayer. And after we have our closing prayer, then we're going to ask everyone to open up their microphones so that we can all praise the Most High together, because I love to do that. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to go for uh, let's talk about Jacob's prophecy and blessing in Genesis 49. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, and my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power, and unstable as water. Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. Then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. And Simon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor, be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath,
We're
for
getting
it
pretty
was
close.
cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. All praises to the Most High in Jesus Christ's name. Yeshua. All praises to the Most High. So be it. Let's open up the microphones. And over here in dial pad, I'm over there right now, and I'm clicking on the controls, and I have unmuted all the microphones on a dial pad. And folks here in a Jitsi room, please, or in any other room, please unmute your mics and let us praise the Most High together. All praises to the Most High. Bless you. Bless your families. Bless your brothers and sisters. All praises to the Most High.
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 Mhm.
All praises to the Most
Thank you for this life. Let everybody be inspired to learn continuously more and more.
This program is presented for information purposes only. The statements made herein have not been evaluated by any agency and should not be considered professional, legal, or medical advice. Viewers are directed to consult their own professional sources before acting on any information presented here.